And then from there, over the years, every couple of years, they've added additional expense categories. So Schooley Mitchell is now the largest independent cost reduction consultancy in North America. They have 130 offices in the United States and Canada, 290 consultants, and about 23,000 clients. And the 23,000 clients is what really helps the business thrive, because it's a lot of contracts and things to draw on to help our new clients save money.
You guys are actually, you win the award for being the very first franchise owner.
All right.
So, and that's one of the reasons I did want to have you on, because being that's a unique aspect, it's another view of entrepreneurship. You know, some people say, oh, well, it's not really entrepreneurship. There's different levels of entrepreneurship. There's acquisition entrepreneurship, where you buy an existing business. There's entrepreneurship where you run the startup on your own or with co-founders. But there's this other piece here where you're interested in owning your own business. You want to go off, but you want some structure already built in. So franchises offer that unique aspect, right? So could you kind of walk us through that process? Like when you decided you wanted to be a franchisee of Schooley Mitchell, what was that process like?
Yeah, I had been in the trade show marketing business for 28 years, and that was going really well. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the contact with people. I was always on the sales side of that. And when that hit a pause in last March, in March of 2020, I kind of looked for some other things to do. And I had always talked about owning my own business with my father and my brother. We'd always talk about different ideas and possibilities. And even when I would walk into a shop, when I'd walk into a small business and see the guy that owns the place sitting there, I'd just be like, I would always think that sounded really, really interesting to do, and was interested in that. I had gotten a little bit later in life and starting completely from scratch, especially when it was thrust upon me, when it wasn't something I could plan for months and years in advance. When I came across Schooley Mitchell as a franchise, I thought, wow, this could really be a good opportunity to get a little bit of a leg up, just a little bit of a head start on doing it. One of the things they offer is this franchise model offers is that you operate your business independently in your local market. But because of the nature of our business, which I guess we'll talk about in a second, but you really need a large database of potential vendors and clients and contracts to draw on.
Sure.
And that's what the Schooley Mitchell system allows you to do, is to go back into the system and draw on that database of information and contracts to make sure you're able to get the best deals for your client.
Sure. So as far as the structure, do they help with all that? The formation of the business? I mean, they already have these things that they can walk you through. So pretty much the legal entity portion they can help you with.
Yeah, absolutely. I started my own business with a local attorney. And then Schooley Mitchell provided a lot of things as an outline. So a business plan outline, a lot of freedom to set it up your own way, but at least you had that starting point. You knew what it would take to get the business plan together to qualify to get the franchise, but also if you needed funding, that type of thing. As well as they have a lot of experience from the other 130 franchises that have started up, to give you lots of tips and connections to get everything else started and off the ground.
Okay, very good. And where did you hear about Schooley Mitchell? Like, how did you come across this? Was this something that you found on the internet or recommended through a friend?
Yeah, it was kind of a combination. So when I decided that I wanted to start up something on my own, I was looking for something that could help really initially all of my clients that I had in the trade show business that would be falling on hard times. So I was looking for something initially that I'd just start on my own in some way to help them. Even at that point, maybe temporarily, was something I was thinking, well, I could just find a way to help people until we get through this thing. And I started looking at ways to cut costs initially in the trade show industry. So in shipping and credit card processing, that kind of thing. And came across the Schooley Mitchell name, and had done some kind of searching around on LinkedIn and on the internet. And then a person who was affiliated with Schooley Mitchell called me up and had seen that I had been looking around, and really explained the model to me. And I thought, wow, that's almost perfect. It's almost exactly what I was looking for. It was something that could help out people affected by the pandemic, but still had some long life afterwards. And knowing that they've been in business for 20 plus years and helped companies in good times and bad, it just sounded like the right opportunity to explore. And then I researched Schooley Mitchell for probably 3 months, really deep dive, while I was doing some other things, but really a deep dive into how they operated. I interviewed, probably 20 existing franchise owners across the country to get an idea of how things went for them and what it would take to be successful.
That's good. You did your homework there. So from the point of view, decided you wanted to do something, you contacted Schooley Mitchell, to the time you actually executed and had the franchise up and running. How long of a time frame would you say that was?
Yeah, I think that was 3 months from when I initially contacted them. I'm definitely interested. I think it was 2 months. I was researching it before that. From the time I contacted them and said I was definitely interested in moving forward, it was about 2 months.
That's extremely fast.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's benefits to that because they have canned processes, they have canned marketing materials, things of that nature you can build upon. Mm-hmm. So it's a very lucrative aspect, to look at when you look at franchises as a form of business ownership. If you want to recommend somebody to appear on the podcast as a guest, please email us at info@opsqc.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a podcast, please reach out to us at the same email. We'd love to have your support.